coming to our live broadcast. My name is Jody Kay, and I do the morning show, well, half of the Moose Morning Show on 94.5 The Moose with Jim Biggins. And I want to thank WSGW AM and FM, KISS 107, and Mix 106.3 for having me on their pages today, because today is a special day. We're going to talk about the classiest event of the year coming to Bay City. And I have Paul and Brandy Weesey here to tell you a little bit more about it. Hey guys, did you just get married?
No, that was actually back in June, but we decided to fast forward a little bit for you.
I know before we went live, someone walked by and said, "Congratulations!" I thought you guys just got married.
Like,
oh, so you are still newlyweds. So tell me about this big event that's coming to the DoubleTree in Bay City in February. The end of the month, middle of the month.
Yeah, February 19th at the DoubleTree in Bay City downtown here at One Winona Place. We decided to do this big event called the Rat Pack Gala. So we're actually going to bring in the top 3 impersonators for Frank, Dean, and Sammy, a 17-piece orchestra. And this whole event is going to be sponsored by myself at Superior Insurance Group and my good friend Kyle Henris Wealth Solutions. And we're doing this for the Bay City Rotary Club's Charitable Foundation. So the money going for the tickets purchased and everything you come and do that night goes straight to the foundation, which is for youth and education. And they have a lot of other projects that Tara's going to talk about later. So it's it's one of those things that the tickets are strictly just for the charity.
Who came up with this idea?
Well, remember that June 4th wedding thing we talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went to California for our honeymoon, and then for half of it we were in California, and the second half we went to Vegas. So Vegas had just started bringing the shows back, and my wife and I are huge jazz fans and huge Frank Sinatra fans. So the Rat Pack was back the week before, so we got tickets for that, and we went and watched the Rat Pack, these 3 impersonators. They had an 8-piece orchestra. It was really quaint. It was really a nice little venue at the Tuscany Gardens. It was about 200 people, and absolutely phenomenal show. Yes. The whole shtick, the Dean, Sammy, Frank, all the making fun. And we got done that night, and we went out for a after cocktail like you should with the Rat Pack.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about it, and I had an idea. I'm like, honey, wouldn't it be amazing to do a fundraiser like that, black tie, dressed to the nines, where you have the ability to bring in some of the best impersonators in the United States to Bay City. So that next day she's getting ready, and I'm Googling Frank Sinatra impersonators. Who's the best? Who's the best?
On our honeymoon.
On our honeymoon. And she's busy. I'm like, baby, we had a nice room, so I'm on my computer Googling the heck out of this. Find this guy in Cincinnati named Matt Snow. Well, Matt Snow's one of the top Frank Sinatra impersonators in the United States. He's been doing it 25 years. Contact him. He calls me right back. Nicest guy in the world. He's like, and I threw this pitch at him. I'm like, hey, I want to do this fundraiser in Bay City. I'm a president of the Rotary Club. We want to pick the Rotary Foundation this year, give them all the money. We're going to pay for the event. Like, how big can you do it? He's like, well, 17-piece orchestra. I can get Frank, Dean, and Sammy. We can do it up.
They were literally on the phone for about an hour and a half planning this whole thing out.
Yeah, but so that is a complete and utter truth, by the way, not a lie. So yeah, we talk forever, and we've got this whole plan, and I get done with my idea or my pitch to Matt, and he was a former Rotarian, which was cool. And he's like, I'm like, what do you think? He's like, I think it's ambitious, but I love it. So we basically locked that part down, went back home and contacted the DoubleTree, because Bay City's nicest venue is the DoubleTree. We all know that. It's got a beautiful gallery here for banquets and everything else. And we know it could fit probably 400 people or so. We contacted them, and here's the next drum roll, right? All right, so he said yes. We don't know a date. And with COVID, can we even get into the DoubleTree? I mean, everybody's weddings postponed, all this stuff.
Right.
So we called them. We called
was this the first date you had, or?
Well, here's the great part. We called them, and they're like, the only date we have is February 19th for a Saturday. I'm like, Well, that's great. So it gives me a lot of options to talk to Matt about Frank Sinatra. So we get back and I call Matt and I'm like, hey, February 19th is all we have. It's a Saturday. You know, we want to do it from like 5 to 10. It's Valentine's Day week, so great idea. Works out well. Good time to take the wife out. You know, it's going to be black tie. You don't have to have a black tie, but we wanted it to be suit and gowns and all that stuff.
Okay.
He goes, all right.
Well, who doesn't like to dress up, right?
Yeah, I mean, why not? So he says, okay, let me contact these 21 people and see if we can do this, right? Because he's got to get the band director, the orchestra, Frank, Dean, and Sammy. Well, Dean lives in Baltimore, Sammy's in Vegas, so he calls me back literally a day later and says they're all in. I'm like, well, la-di-da. So we got everybody booked. We put the deposit down on the DoubleTree, and then basically it was the next thought is all right, we have this in play. How are we going to do it? Who's going to pay for it? How do we sponsor it? How do we get a good turnout? And then, you know, how are we going to get it out into the web? So we've got Kate Noel, who's a great friend of mine, UMS Consulting. She's a Rotarian. She's like, you know what, we're not going to buy a table, but we'll build the website. We'll build the registration for you guys. So we have the ratpackgala.live. So if you go to the ratpackgala.live, you have all the registration. You get to pick your food. And then my wife's like, all right, we got a 60s, 50s this theme out. So
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. That's amazing. So for those of you who are just joining us, I'm talking to Paul and Brandy Weesey for the classiest event of the year. It's the first annual Rat Pack Gala, and it's happening February 19th at the DoubleTree in Bay City. Now, first annual, which means it could happen again. But let's get through this one first. Is there going to be food?
Yes, that's where we decided, because we're big Frank Sinatra fans, that everything's going to be 50s and 60s theme, black tie, and then we're going to do a high-end Italian dinner. So it's plate served, so you have three options. You can have the beef, the chicken, or the vegetarian option like a pasta primavera, but it's the top-end food. You know, we're talking chicken with, you know, amazing sides, and you get three salads.
Yeah.
You have a dessert that comes with it. The only thing that we are not paying for this event is the bar. The bar will be a cash bar, but we're going to have 5 high-end cash bars, so you won't have to wait in line, because the show starts on February 19th at 5. So we have dinner start, not the show, but dinner starts at 5. So we have cocktails for about an hour, and then plate the dinner around 6 o'clock. And we'll have a 5-piece band playing in the background with about 35 different Frank-themed songs during dinner. And then after dinner, that's when the Rat Pack's going to come out, and they're going to start at 7 o'clock. And they're going to be on for 3 hours. They're going to take about 45 minutes with a 15-minute break, 45 minutes, 15-minute break. And then we'll talk about the event and who we're raising the money for and go from there.
Right. So before we get to where the money's going, how much are tickets and where can we get them?
If you go to the ratpackgala.live, you can get all your tickets and registration right there. The tickets are $200 for an individual. So if you want to get your individual seat, you're more than welcome to do that. You and your husband, significant other, wife, friend, whoever. My mom's bringing her best friend. It doesn't matter. Just come and have a good time. And again, all that money goes to charity. Straight to it, doesn't cover any of the costs. The other part is if you have a business and you have 8 friends, which hopefully most of us do, you can buy a business table, download your logo, which will be on the website. You can attach your logo, and then you can invite your 8 friends. And what we'll do is we'll drip on you. So if you put on your email or your text messages are required, or phone numbers required. So we need your picks for your menus. We're going to need who's coming. That way, when they show up, we're actually going to check them in. Because this is 50s and 60s. If you don't got an invite, you don't get to come in. You know, it's kind of the way it is. So we're going to do that and try to get people to like really buy into the whole theme of this being, it's a special event. It's a one-of-a-kind thing. And yes, you know, the tickets aren't cheap, but that's the point. They go for charity, and you're going to have a great foundational event.
Right. Now, where are the proceeds going for this event?
So the proceeds are going to the Rotary Club of Bay City's Charitable Foundation. So the Rotary Club of Bay City, I'm the president of that part of it. The Rotary Club of Bay City's Charitable Foundation is a separate entity that we keep, separate church and state. So all the money goes there. And that club, or that president, the president of the Rotary Foundation is Tara Welch. And Tara's here today too to talk about what the foundation does in the community and what the meaning of the foundation is. Because that's the great thing. People are like, ooh, it's a charity event, but where's the money going? So the big part of that is you need to understand that the Rotary Club of Bay City has been around over 100 years. The foundation does great things in the community. And Tara's here if you want me to turn the camera so you can talk to her.
I would love to meet Tara.
Tara, you come in and just hang out here.
Hi, Tara. Tara, where are you in your formal wear? Ooh.
Yes, I am.
Oh, beautiful. So where's all the money going to?
So all the money will go to our charitable foundation here in Bay City, and we support youth and education in Bay County. So some examples of some projects we have supported is the Little League. We helped them get a snow cone machine so they could raise funds. We've sponsored science classrooms to get new materials for their projects. We've done art projects and summer art camps and lots of really fun stuff. So anything that supports kids is what we would like to support in our community.
That's amazing. Well, are you coming to the event?
Yes. Yes, I will be there with my husband. We're really looking forward to it. We do love live music, so this will be a great way to spend your night in Bay City.
Right. Bay City is very well known for their live music. Inside and out. So this is going to be so much fun. So again, all the information is below of where it's at. It is it's the first annual Rat Pack Gala, February 19th at the Doubletree in beautiful Bay City. Proceeds to benefit the youth of Bay County, which Tara just explained because she's the president of the Bay City Rotary Foundation. So that's amazing. I'm so happy that you were able to come on. Anything else you want to tell me, Tara or Paul or Brandy?
Well, we've got a couple more things.
Thank you, Tara.
There's also a Facebook page too for the Rat Pack.
Okay.
So if you look at the Rat Pack Gala Facebook page, you can see the registrations, and there's also some advertising on there. That's one of the things we try to promote. If you're like us and you want to be safe, you can also call the Doubletree, and there's rooms booked out. If you mention the Rat Pack Gala, they'll get you a discounted rate on a room at the Doubletree. So that way you can just walk back to your room.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong
I
with that.
didn't even think of that. Look at you, have everything thought of, and you did this all on your honeymoon. I mean, just thought.
Yeah, I may be a little ambitious about some things, but it's worked out really well.
You're passionate. You're passionate.
Yes.
That's the word.
Yes, and the other part is you mentioned this, Jody, and I'm going to tell you that we are 100% booked for 2023. We are going to do this at the same weekend next year. So what we're going to do every year is we're going to pick a different charity in Bay County that we feel is a good charity to give to. We're going to do the research on that, and then we're going to pick that charity for the gala, and that year we'll be cutting the money or the funds to them. So we're going to continue to do this. We're going to continue the Rat Pack theme, I feel like, for at least 2, 3, 4 years to see how that rolls out, because I think it's just a fun night. And if you hear Frank Sinatra once, you can hear him twice, you can hear him 3 times. It's just the way it is.
Absolutely.
And you just don't get anything like that in this area, and it's something that we really think is unique. We've got people coming from all over the state because you can't find this in Detroit or Metro Detroit or Ann Arbor. So
that's so exciting. Now, another thing, and we touched on it a little bit, it is a black tie affair, but you said they could wear a suit and a nice dress.
Yeah.
But how fun would it be to get all dressed up with a black tie, in formal wear? I mean, look at Brandy. Brandy's ready to party.
I'll step out of the screen for a second because she's
I'm a big fan of dressing up, so.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So once again, first annual Rat Pack Gala, February 19th. That's all happening at the Doubletree, which is right on the waterfront in beautiful Bay City. The times again?
The event, the cocktail hour starts at 5 o'clock. So you'll get checked in through the main grand hallway at 5. 4:45 will open the doors, actually. We'll start cocktails at 5, dinner at 6. And then after that, right around 7 o'clock, 7:15 is the big show. So the Rat Pack Gala. And also there's going to be a dance floor. So if you feel like dancing,
Yes.
they're still doing the whole stick and the Frank, Dean, and Sammy thing. But in the long run, there's going to be some great songs, and a lot of good music and a lot of memorable times. And your tables will all be themed too. So we'll have the John Wayne table.
The Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, so
now you thought of everything. I'm sure Brandy had a lot to do with it too. We could do this and we could do that. I mean, I probably just the ideas just exploded, and you probably called each other several times at each other's work, and thought, "Oh my gosh, let's do this!" I know it happened. It didn't. But this is such a great event, and you're billing it as a classiest event of the year, and I 100% agree with that. All the information and where to get tickets is where, and it's below right here, and we have it rolling at the bottom. But where is it at again? The website?
You can get it at the website. It's theratpackgala.live. Again, and
Okay.
it also, we have a Facebook page as well. But the ratpackgala.live goes directly to it. Registration's easy, point and click. If you want individual tickets, you pick how many you want. If you want a business table, you know that you get 10 tickets. And then you'll just have to put in your food choices, because the tables obviously are going to be themed. So we're basically going to tell the DoubleTree, the Marilyn Monroe tables has 4 chickens, 5 beef, and 1 veggie. So you'll get seated at that table. You'll know the table you'll sit at, and then you'll just sit down and have a good time. And like I said before, the only thing that you have to pay for, or bring money for, is the cash bar. That's it.
That's awesome. Now, our sponsors again?
That would be my company, Superior Insurance Group, and we're here in Bay City, downtown Bay City. And my good friend Kyle Henris, who's the owner of Henris Wealth Solutions. He couldn't be here today. He's downstate, but he'll be at the event. And we'll also be talking about the event of our business sponsors. We'll mention them during the time as well. But the main sponsors for the event are myself at Superior and Kyle at Henris Wealth Solutions.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. You do look like a bride and groom standing there, by the way. People are tuning in. What's going on? Is Jody officiating a wedding? I mean, not today. I don't have my life.
Yeah.
You guys look amazing. But thank you so much again for joining us. And if you're watching the replay, please, what do they say? Hit replay that you watch this and get your tickets and go out and have a good time. Thank you so much, Paul and Brandy Weesey and Tara Welch as well. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.